Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, and that is light, shadow and reflection, we have started the chapter and we have seen that first thing, that the first topic of this chapter, and that is light. If we talk about the light, students, so we have seen that light is what? Basically, light is a form of energy. What kind of energy it is? That it is the energy, it is that form of energy which help in illuminating anything, which help in making the thing visible to us, and it is because of the presence of the light only the things which is present around us is visible to us. So we will say that light makes the things visible to us. Now we have seen here few things about light, students. So the first thing, that is light is what which makes the thing visible. So there must be a source by which we are getting this light. So basically light is divided into two, means the source of a light is divided into two. What is the meaning of the source of light? So the source means from where the light is given, from where we are taking this light, or the object which gives out light, that is called as the source of light. Now, what are the different types of a source of light? So, basically, natural source of light is there and man-made source of light is there. Natural source of light is that which includes the sun, which includes the star, which includes the firefly. So these are what? These are the part of the nature. So the light that we obtain from the nature, that is not a man-made, that is not an artificial, but it is a natural one. That is called as a natural source of light. The second thing is the man-made or artificial source of light. So if we talk about the man-made source of light, so the source of light which is made up by man, which is not a part of a nature, that is artificially prepared, that is known as the man-made source of light. Example, students, you see tube light is there, bulb is there, electric bulb, lamp is there, okay, kerosene oil lamp is there, torch is there, candle is there. So these all are what? These are prepared by man itself. So they are not a part of a nature. Will not say that we obtain it from nature, but it is prepared by human beings. So we will call it as a man-made source of light. The next thing that we have seen here is the, okay, light is, we are getting from the nature, we are getting from the man-made, but there are objects which used to produce light, including all of them, including the natural one or the artificial, and there are which are not able to give out light, but they are compared to be the reflection. They used to show the reflection of the light. Okay, so if we can say that we can see them in dark if a luminous object is there. Okay, so on the basis of that we have divided the objects into two, that is luminous and non-luminous. Luminous object is that object which gives out light, which emits its own light, and non-luminous is that object which do not emit its own light, that is known as the non-luminous object. Okay, so luminous, sun, electric bulb is there, firefly is there, students, tube light is there. Okay, these all are the example of the luminous. Non-luminous, chair, plastic, earth, planet, moon. These all are what? They do not have their own light. So we will say that they are the non-luminous object. Now moving on and see that, okay, we have seen the different types of light. Now let us see the different types of object. Transparent, opaque, translucent. Transparent, opaque and translucent. If we talk about that of a transparent, so I already told you about this transparent. So you see, students, if we talk about the transparent, so here basically the object which allow all the light rays to pass through it, such kind of a material is known as the transparent object or transparent material. And the object which do not allow the light particles to pass through it at all, that is called as a object material or opaque material or opaque object. While the object or the material which allows only the few amount of a light to pass through it, that is known as a translucent object or translucent material. Okay, so depending upon the behavior of a light towards the material, we have categorized them into the three, that is transparent, opaque and translucent. So let us start with that of the transparent. Okay, so let us start with that of the transparent. So we can write it that those material which allows all the light rays to pass through it, which allow all the light rays to pass through it, that is called as a transparent material. Example, glass. Glass is a very good example, student. Then polythene. Then air. Then water. Okay. Then oil also. So what happened when you see the things in the glass, or what happened when a clear water is there, or a clear oil is there, or a pure air is there, or a polythene bag is there? So through all these material, the one thing which is common here, that you are able to see the object behind, or the material which is present behind to this object. So I told you about that if a glass door is there, so you are able to see the other side of the glass door. Okay, or if a polythene bag is there, you are able to see what is there inside to that of the polythene bag. Or if air is there, so you are able to see everything which is present around us because of the transparency, because of the air is a transparent. Clear water is there, so if you throw a coin in a clear water, student, remember, in a clear water, so you are able to see it inside to that of the water where it is. So it proves that it is also a kind of a transparent material. And same thing with the oil. If it is a clear oil, we are able to look after the object which is present inside to the oil also. So here one thing is common, that if you look at any of these material, you will find that we are able to see the things which is present behind it. So we will say that it is what? It is a kind of a transparent material. Remember that in transparent material, it will allow all the light rays to pass through it. And since it is allowing all the light to pass through it, we are able to see all the things which is present inside to it. Okay. So let me give you some of the examples also, students. So the first one is our spectacles. Okay, or a glass tumbler. Okay, or flask, beaker, car screen. Okay, wind screen. Wind screen. Wind screen. polythene bag is there. Okay, so we can write a polythene bag. You see here, students, that all these things, whether it is a spectacle, it is a glass tumbler, flask or a beaker that we use in the laboratory, you will find that all these things are made up of a glass or it is made up of a polythene, and we are able to see the things which is present inside to these things. Right? So, on the basis of that, we can say that the material allow all the light to pass through it. That is known as a transparent material, and this transparent material enable us to see that what is present inside to it. Reason? Because all the light is going inside, so it will reflect easily, and you know that we are able to see the things when it get reflected. Okay? Next one is translucent. Translucent. Okay, moving on, and let us see the next one. So, translucent students, what happened when you look at a butter paper or with the help of a butter paper? So, you will find that you are okay, you will be able to see, but the things that you want to see with the help of the butter paper, it will be not a clear one. So why we are able to see the things but not the clear one? Reason is that it allows the light to pass through it, but in a limited amount. So we will say that a few amount of a light will pass through this object, through the translucent object, and thus we are not able to see the things very clearly. Okay? So, those material which allows only some of the light to pass through it is called translucent objects. So the material which allow only few of the light rays to pass through it, that is called as the translucent object. Example, students, you see, example, butter paper. Oil paper. Butter paper is there, oil paper is there, tissue paper. Tissue paper is there, then clouds, muddy water. Etc. So these are the few things which we called as a translucent material. So here we are not able to see the things properly, and the reason that it do not allow the light to pass through it. Next one, and let us see the opaque object. You see here, students, one thing is there like that of the cloud is there, or ground glass object is there. So through clouds you are not able to see the sunlight properly, right? What happened that during day when there is a lot of a cloud circle, so okay, it is a day only. It does not mean that it becomes night, but the sunlight get hindered. Okay, so we can say that here it will not allow the sunlight to pass through it properly, and due to which it is not a bright sunny day, but it will become a cloudy. So clouds, they are somehow providing the hindrance to that of the sunlight to comes through that of the earth. Okay, so this is about the translucent. What is the third one, student? And that is opaque. Let us move on and see the next one, and that is opaque. What happened in the opaque? In case of a opaque, here these are those material which do not allow the light to pass through it at all. It means it do not allow any of the light particles to pass through it. Okay, so we can write it that those materials which do not allow any light to pass through it. Any light to pass through it is called as an opaque object. Okay, so the material which do not allow the light particles to pass through it, those are known as the opaque object. Example, students, a lot of examples are there, like cardboard. Cardboard is there. Then book, door, metal, steel, brick wall. Brick wall is there. Then stones, etc. Okay, so all these are what? These differ from each other means they differ from the other two, that is transparent and translucent, since it do not allow all the light to pass through it, and that is why it is called an opaque object. You see, students, that if it do not allow to light to pass through it, what does that mean? That we are not able to see the things which is going on inside to the other side of that of the material. Now you see, if suppose you had kept this anything in the cardboard, are you able to see the thing? No. If you had kept anything in a metal object inside to that, or in a steel object, like you have taken a glass tumbler and you have taken a steel tumbler, so you had kept an orange juice in both of them. So in which one you will going to see the orange juice clearly? You will say that it is the glass one, not that of the steel tumbler. You are not knowing that what is present in the steel tumbler. So this is because steel is what? It is an opaque object, while the glass is the transparent object. Basically what happens, suppose this is a board, students, okay? So when the light ray comes, it will fall on it, and this board is not allowing it to make the light to pass through it. So all the light ray will get reflected from this surface only, and because of that we are able to see the things which is going on the board, and not able to see that what is present behind to that of the board, right? So it is because that it do not allow the light to pass through it, all the light get reflected. So this happens in the cardboard, in the brick wall, student. You see, at your room, in your house, Okay, these are made up of a brick wall, and that is why we are not able to see the object present inside to that of the house, which is made up of a brick wall. Or a stone. If a thing is made up of a stone, then also we are not able to see that what is present inside to that. So you will see, students, that these all comes in a opaque object, since it do not allow the light to pass through it. So these are the three things that we have seen, that is transparent, opaque and translucent, depending that how the light rays passes through it, how the light rays behave with it. Okay. Moving on, students, and we will next see that of the light rays when they travel in a straight line. That is rectilinear propagation of a light. Light Okay, now if you want to know that light, it travels in a straight line, you should take a torch. And when you flash the torch, what you will find? You will find that there is a formation of a straight line of the torch, and due to which you are able to think which is just present exactly directed to it, exactly straight to it. Okay, we cannot see the other things until and unless light will flash on it. Okay, so we can see that even if you see a student on a terrace, if you on a terrace, when you take that of the lamp, take that of a torch, and when you flash the torch, so you will find that a straight beam of a light will be produced in the darkness. Okay, so basically why it happens? It happens because light, it travels in a straight line. This is the property, this is the nature of the light, that it used to travel in a straight line. Okay, so we can write it, that is the first one, beam of light projecting or coming from the projection room. Then next one is that beam of light when flashed with the help of a torch in a darkness. When flashed with the help of torch in darkness. Next one is beam of searchlight. Beam of searchlight at airport show. Searchlight at the airport show. Next one is that formation of shadow due to light. Now here, why I am writing all these things, students? Like I am writing all these things so that this will makes the things clear that what happened here. In all the cases, you will find that light is traveling in a straight line. Whether when the beam of a light coming from the projection in the cinema hall reaches to your eyes, that is also a straight line. Then when a beam of a light, when you flash in the darkness, that beam of a light also reaches to the particular certain distance in a straight line. When the searchlight is there at the airport show, or the formation of a shadow. You see, student, the formation of a shadow occur. The basis of the formation of shadow is that light travels in a straight line. Okay, so when the light travels in a straight line, it falls on an object and get reflected. There is a formation of a shadow. So we can say that here the formation of a shadow occur due to the movement of the light and due to the nature of the light, which proves that it traveling in a straight line. So all these examples are there which help or which proves that light travel in a straight line. Now, when we talk that light is traveling in a straight line, instead of that, we can say that light is showing a rectilinear propagation. It means it is moving in a straight line, and this is the whole known as a rectilinear propagation of a light. Okay, so we can write it, that is the property of a light traveling in a straight line. Write it that the property of a light traveling in a straight line is called as rectilinear propagation of light. So what is a rectilinear propagation? That is, it is a property in which the light is traveling in a straight line and this property is known as the rectilinear propagation of a light. Okay, so when light travels in a straight line, that is a rectilinear propagation of light. So is there any experiment is there with the help of which we can prove that yes, light traveling in a straight path, light is traveling in a straight line? Here students, there it is. So we will see here, that is if we take a candle and we will get 3 cardboard there, and if you want to look at the light by putting a hole on the 3 candle, and if you want to look at the candle through the 3 holes which is kept just behind to each other, so we are able to see the candle. But if you move any of the cardboard from the candle or any of the cardboard, if you move it so that the hole will get not arranged, or it will again get rearranged, you can say. So at that time if you are not able to see the flame of the light. So basically what does that mean? It means that light coming from the candle will enter into the three holes and then in our eyes, and due to which we are able to see it. If any of the cardboard will be not placed properly, so light will not able to come to our eye directly. Okay.